Hello again, interneters. This is Bobby with Madness Labs. Back again for another tutorial. This one is more for our software as a service clients, or maybe you're just a WordPress user who is looking to get the most out of their posting. And so I'm going to kind of give you guys a run through of kind of what we do to use WordPress to get the maximum amount of reach to the maximum amount of people for the greatest organic SEO bump. So first off, go ahead and jump over to your blog website, to your WordPress instance. And if you're one of our clients, it's going to be the website that the domain that we've got you set up with. And if you don't remember that domain, feel free to reach out to us at info@madnesslabs.net, and we will be happy to give you your domain as well as your username. And we can even reset your password if you've forgotten. If you aren't working with us and you'd like to, feel free to also email us at info@madnesslabs.net, and we'd be happy to work with you. So that being said, I've already gone to our website here, blog.madnesslabs.net, and at any WordPress instance, to get into the admin panel so that you can make a post, all you need to do is up in the URL, you just need to go to the domain /wp-admin. And this is going to take you to the WordPress login screen that you can see here. And I've already got my credentials pre-filled so that I don't have to give away my password online to all the viewers. And we're going to go ahead and log in. And again, if you don't remember your credentials and you're one of our clients, feel free to reach out and we'll be happy to set you up. So as you can see here, I need to update, so I'll probably be doing that before I post this video out. But you can see now once we've logged in, we go to the actual admin panel. And in the admin panel, you have tons of stuff that you can do here on the homepage. There's all kinds of admin tools and little widgets that they call them that you can actually look at different information that's going on. But in this case, we just want to post something. So we're going to jump over here to posts on the sidebar, and then we're going to go to add new. So you can see there's a couple options here. You can go to all posts, you can add new categories, stuff like that. Those are just, if you want to view the full list of posts that you've already made, or if you want to look at the categories of how you're grouping up your posts and presenting them on your website, you can go into there. We might do some more WordPress tutorials over time. However, this is just a really quick one on how to actually get the most out of the posting tools that we set up. So this is the screen you're going to be presented with whenever you make a new post. You can see here that it asks for a couple of things. It asks for the post title, and then you can see this big giant text area down here where we actually put the content of the post that's going to go out. So in the title here, I'm going to say, actually, let's just do the one for this video. How to post with WordPress for maximum spelling reach. So I'm going to add a title, and what you're going to see as soon as I click out of there, it's going to generate the actual link to the WordPress post, and we can edit this if we want to. I'm okay with the default that it gives it. And this is going to be what is displayed. You can actually see this down here. This is what's going to be displayed on the search engines whenever they see the link to your blog. So if someone's searching for maybe the words WordPress post maximum reach or something along those lines, that is what they would see, and you can see the preview down here. So now, like, what we want to do to get the most out of this is we want to be able to target certain keywords. So search engines use a couple things in order to figure out what is the best result to be presented for search terms. And it uses the title of the post, obviously. It uses the words in the content, but it also we can also optimize a little bit for keywords in order to get the most out of our posting. And so in this case, we use something called Squirrly. So all of our software as a service clients are set up with this Squirrly. And if you don't know what Squirrly is, or you want to know what Squirrly is, link description. I'm going to do that like every video now. That's going to be my thing. Link description. Link description. So go down the description, check out Squirrly. Squirrly is a post optimizer helper. So basically what you do is you type in the keywords that you're trying to target for, and then it will actually help you write and craft your post in the best manner you can so that you can get the most organic, or you can get the best organic search engine results. So in this case, I'm going to do maybe WordPress posting. Actually, yeah, let's do that. Let's say posting with WordPress. WordPress posting. There we go. Okay, so once I do a search here in this optimized keyword box, what you're going to see is it's going to give you a rating of how well those search terms are going to be. And it's based on how recently those things are searched. It's also based on the amount of times it's been searched, as well as how hard it will be to rank with those search terms. So for instance, if you're doing something very generalized, like in this case, if I just did WordPress, it's going to be maybe very high. There's going to be a lot of people that are searching for it. So you can see there's 450,000 searches for WordPress, but this is going to be very hard to rank. So it's going to be very hard to get to the top of the search engine results because I'm targeting something that's very generalized. So usually it's good to choose something that's kind of targeted and specific. So like in this case, I'm going to do WordPress posting again. So you can see here that this is going to be a little bit hard to rank. It's got about 10 to 100 searches here recently. And it's on a steady trend, but I'm not really trying to trend anything here. So I'll just use this. So now it's going to go ahead and start giving us some pictures we can use. So one of the greatest things to do inside of your posts is to use an image and actually make some kind of featured image and put the image inside of the actual post. And that will actually make it a little bit better on search engines because they like pictures and media and content, and as do your users. They like to see different content when they come in. And Squirrly is really great. They give you a bunch of different free, copyright-free images that you can just click and put directly in your post. I'm not going to use any of those because we make our own custom pictures for each one of these videos, but you can. So then if we scroll down, this area that was dark before is now lit up, and you can actually see that we have some of these areas green. So what these are, this is the SEO Live Assistant. This is a little section that's going to tell us different things that we can do to maximize the keyword optimization. So search engines, like, they know when people are trying to just pop in a bunch of keywords to try to get to the top of the search engine. They also know when your stuff doesn't use enough keywords so that you won't appear on the search engines. So they've done a really good job of creating a set of criteria that we can try to meet up so that way we're getting the most out of our post. And that rhymes, so it must be true. It must be right. Okay, so we have keyword is present in the URL. So remember I changed this from posting, or from how to post to posting with. I need to do that same thing actually here with the URL. Usually if you type in the right post name at the beginning, you know, this will already be right. So then as soon as I do that, we should see posting with. Okay, so update, here we go. No? Okay, well, it's still not giving us that one, but it will, I'm sure. Okay, so now the next thing maybe we want to do is title is Google friendly with more keywords. Add one or more keywords. That's fine. Content is Google friendly, more over optimization, 80 more keywords from start calculation. Okay, so now we're ready to start actually writing the body of our content. So one of the main rules that Squirrly has you do is putting an H1 tag with the actual title of the post. So posting with WordPress for maximum reach. Awesome. And you'll notice here that we have two modes we can switch back and forth between. We have the visual mode here that actually shows us kind of like a what's called a WYSIWYG editor. So it's like a what you see is what you get. So you can kind of do like a H2 maybe. Let's see, paragraph, heading 1, heading 2. So you can use this as kind of like you can think of this like a Word document. You can actually go about editing with these little buttons. I'm a developer, so I prefer to actually just use code in order to make mine. But feel free, if you're one of our software as a service clients, this visual editor is probably going to be the best for you in order to see, or in order to edit these posts. So cool. Now I've got my content here. I'm going to put a paragraph tag, and I'm going to start putting some content. Creating posts with WordPress is really easy, but it can be more difficult to get to the top of the search results without help from great tools and great tools. Okay. So what you can see here is it's going to kind of keep a live count of what's going on the actual post. And as you kind of fill out more and more stuff here, so if I say the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy, oops, no, sorry G-force, all right, lazy dog. You'll see it kind of keeps track of all this stuff. I want to make this longer because I words so I can show this working. This is really awesome. Why not write some more words so I can get the results? So again, if you're writing a post, you want to try to make these posts about something that ties to your brand. So for instance, if you are a bakery, you're going to want to write, here's the different types of wheat that we use inside of our breads, and here's the best type of wheat for gluten, or here's the best type of flour to use for gluten-free recipes. You want to kind of target something and specific, and then tie that on to your brand and tie that into what you do. And this is what the search engine is looking for, because things that rank well on Google and on all the other search engines, they're things that have to do directly with your brand. They have to do with, it's all about how relevant the content is. There's a rule in advertising and in search engine optimization, and it's content is king. You want content that is relevant. You don't want to be a technology site like us and post about fitness stuff, which we have done. But you don't want to do that. If you want to get to the top of search engines, you want to be posting things that are relevant to your brand. So in this case, we are making a video on how to use WordPress. Totally makes sense. It's within our wheelhouse, and the search engine is going to like that. So as you can see, I typed in a bunch of content here, and now it's giving me this over optimization. So, and if you go hover over the eye icon over here, it tells you what each one of these criteria is and how to meet that criteria. And the more of these that you check off, which we try to get 100% coverage on all of these on most of our posts, the more of these that you check off, the more odds you have of showing up in people's search engines. Other things factor into search engines as far as like where the things post and how many links you have back to that, how reputable your domain is, how long your domain has been in operation. All those kind of things kind of play in. But Squirrly is going to help you really tailor the content area of your post to make sure that you're getting the maximum amount of visibility organically. So let's say I've already checked all these off and I've used all my keywords. Another thing, just a quick thing to note, they also love when you bold keywords. So like there you can see if I bold this guy, I'm pretty sure it should give me another one. Okay, there we go. So now you can see I've got another one. It's human friendly. And I'm going to bold this guy. And this is another thing that search engines use. They like to look for bolded words. So you can see I'm checking these off left and right. And it gives me this nice toast message that tells me like, hey, you've achieved this, you've got this. And it's going to help me kind of walk through making this post to make sure that I'm getting the most out of this search engine optimization. So cool. So now let's say we've got our post in here and I've added an image and all that stuff's great. Actually, no, let's add an image just so we can see that. So if we scroll down here, you can see that there's a featured image. So you can click on this set featured image, and then what we can do is let's grab one of these older ones from our site here, like maybe this getting set up. So when I set a featured image, you'll see it pops in over here, and this is what it's going to show. If you've ever Googled something and you see like the little title or the little image pop up next to a search result, this is where that's coming from. So WordPress is automatically going to add in the appropriate meta tags and things that we need to show Google that this item has a picture tied to it. And we'd also want to add that media probably at the top of our actual post here. So I can click on this add media button, and I can actually go in here and I'll get that same media library where I can select an image, or I can even upload a file from my computer, which is what I'll do after I finish making this video. So I can select the media from my computer and upload it here and use that on the post and use that as the featured image as well. But once I insert all of that, you'll see I can jump back to the visual image editor or the visual editor, and I can see my post. Awesome, looks great. Cool, so now that I've got that featured image, again, these are all things that the search engine looks for, and the more of these things that you have, the higher probability you have of popping up in the search results. And again, it's a little tedious, but again, what we're trying to aim for is maximum reach, and also trying to kind of condense the processes of posting to your website, posting to social networks and all that stuff into one process. So that makes it actually easier when you think about all the things that you're kind of automating and you're kind of streamlining into one process. So we'll get into the search or the social networks here in a second, but let's go ahead and preview this. So down here, there's a section that says publish. So once you're done with your post, you'll click this publish button, and it'll actually use that link that was created up here at the top, and it will actually post that link live on the website so that you can actually hand that out to people, and it'll be available to the search engines. So I'm going to go ahead and click preview here, and it's going to open a new tab to let us preview our post. So you can see here I've got my image. Obviously I need to do some edits on this thing. It doesn't look very great at this moment, but I'll clean that up, and that's what this preview is about. It's about just kind of seeing where we're at with this thing, and then we're going to keep going back and making changes, going back and previewing it until we get it to look the exact way that we want to. Awesome. So let's say I'm done with this post. I'm ready to publish it. Everything's great. The next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to tailor this message for social networks. So if you're one of our clients, then you've already probably got set up with all of your social networks. So you can see here, I've got our Facebook, our Google+, our LinkedIn, our Pinterest, our Twitter, and our YouTube. All of these things are connected directly into our WordPress blog. This is something called Snap Social Network AutoPoster. It's by people called NextScripts. And again, link will be in the description. So if you've never heard of these guys or heard of this tool, it's a WordPress plugin that automatically takes the content of your post and then it posts it out to all the social network accounts that you have hooked up. Eventually, we might make a video on how to hook up the accounts, but luckily, if you go in here over to your settings and you go into your Snap social poster settings, really easy to set up, and they give you instructions on how to set up each one of these. But basically, we're going to edit these message format areas under all of the social networks to post the specific message that we want. And most of the time, we set up a default on all of our clients to automatically post an image post because image posts have more engagement. If you've ever seen on a social network, you scroll down, you kind of blaze right past any kind of messages that are just text. An occasional few might catch your eye, but the ones that have more media, like videos and images, those ones are more eye catchers. So that's what we want to try to focus on, and that's why we incentivize you to use we encourage you to use the featured image. So what the social network AutoPoster is going to do is it's going to automatically take the featured image and attach that to a social post. So that way you don't have to worry about going on to each social network, posting that same picture, posting the same content. This tool is going to automatically tailor the content that you put in your blog post to an actual social post on each one of these networks. So we're going to go down here, and right here you'll see that there is a title by author name on site name excerpt. So each one of these % sign with a all caps keyword in here, each one of these is a variable that we can use to actually go about putting in content from our blog post into a social post. So if you're one of our software as a service clients, we've generally set up most of these for you. And you can usually roll with the default one that we have set up. However, note that you can edit these and you can make them say or do whatever you want. So you're not forced to use just what has already been set up. You can edit these even on a per post basis, which we've been known to do. Sometimes we want to post a YouTube video. We don't want to post the actual blog post content. And it really just depends. And also, like Twitter, for instance, has a 240 character, I think they've upped their limit now to 240 characters. So you have 240 characters to work with, which probably you have more characters than that inside of your blog post. So you're going to want to tailor something a little smaller. So as you can see here, I have the title and the URL of the Twitter post going out to Twitter. So that way they can click through on Twitter and come back to our blog. And this goes back into what I was talking about earlier about getting the most reach and the most social organic SEO out of our post, because each one of these social networks now has a link on it that links back to our website, and that way we gain a little bit more reputation on this post, so that when people search for it, the search engine can see that this was posted on this website and this website and this website, so this must be more relevant content. So good stuff. So in here, I'm going to leave all this the same, and you can see I have excerpt. And excerpt is just it's going to take just like maybe the first couple lines of text, and it's going to put it in here, and then with maybe like a ... or read more. And then you can see here I have a read full post, and then it posts out the URL. So %URL is the URL of this blog post. So once we post this out and it goes out to all the social networks, it will then have the link that we have set up here that links back to the website. And again, most of the time this is set up and it's already ready to go. But again, you can change this. So maybe I want to post out the entire, maybe I want to post out the entire article on here. I can do full text, and full text will actually give you the full text of the article. And that way the user doesn't have to click through to your blog. But it's good to leave that URL because again, you want the social networks to have links back to your website so that you get that reputation bump on the search engines. So I'll leave a link in the description for all the different text tags and what you can actually do with these. But again, you're free to even just type in free text. Like I've typed in the words read full post, and that will work just as well. So these are the tools that we use. Again, fairly simple. There's also categories where you can categorize your posts. So if you're posting, like for instance, this is probably going to be a tutorial, so I might put this under Madness U. This is just organizational stuff that helps your users when they're blogging or when they're going through your blog. They can click on different categories to get to subsections of posts and stuff like that. But again, the main thing I wanted to cover in this video is, one, how to actually do the posting. So the main things are creating the title for your post, creating the content area for your post, and then as a bonus, using WordPress or using Squirrly to actually target keywords and then optimize your posts, and then using the social network AutoPoster to actually go about posting that post out to all the social networks automatically for you. And that way you're getting the maximum amount of organic search engine optimization. So hopefully this was helpful. And again, if you're one of our clients and you have some questions, or you want to become one of our clients because you think this is some cool stuff, feel free to email us at info@madnesslabs.net. You can find us on Twitter @madnesslabs. We pretty much are available anywhere, or just head on over to our website, madnesslabs.net, and you get all of our contact information. So thanks for following along, guys. Hopefully this was helpful. Like, subscribe if this was helpful, or hit us up on Patreon if you are feeling generous. So thanks, guys, and we'll see you next live stream Tuesday, 5 o'clock. See you guys.